What's up? It's Mike, and I love the holiday weather. It's typically not freezing outside, snow is easily the best form of water, and it just makes everything feel that much more jolly and peaceful. Now let's throw that all away and talk about Super Mario Sunshine, just in time for the holidays. The year is 2002. Sony's PlayStation 2 has a tight hold on the video game industry, and Nintendo kinda just hung out in the corner with a lunchbox and a Ghostbusters ripoff, until on August 26th, when the long-awaited sequel to Super Mario 64 finally hit store shelves. And although naming it Super Mario 65 would have undoubtedly made it more successful, it was instead dubbed Super Mario Sunshine. Ah yes. Who could forget everyone's favorite enemy from Super Mario Bros. 3? And you're telling me they named an entire game after him? While Sunshine doesn't feature the angry sun from Mario 3, why? It did feature an entire new world to explore, with something that hadn't been seen in a Mario game prior, or even a Mario game after. Super Mario Sunshine has a vacation-like tropical aesthetic, and it doesn't just stick to that with one area, it permeates throughout the entire game. Every single area in this game does its best to make you feel like you're on an island resort, and compared to the grasslands, desert, snowland, or whatever you have for most of the other Mario titles, I actually found this aesthetic change quite pleasing. Before we get more into the game, let's talk about two things. First, the improvements that 3D All-Stars adds to the game, and the thing I find the most interesting about Super Mario Sunshine, that being its divisiveness. First, most of what 3D All-Stars does just goes towards improving the presentation of the game, and I find the uplift here helps a lot more than it did for Super Mario 64. The various cutscenes in this game look much nicer, and I'm pretty sure they got upscaled. While the game looked great back on the GameCube, the HD facelift the game got here makes it look better than some modern titles. The biggest improvement over the original to me is the 16:9 support. Going from the sometimes cramped feeling of Super Mario 64 to this is like a giant breath of fresh air. This also leads to my only major complaint with this version of the game, and it's the fact that it's still locked at 30 FPS, just like the original. It hurts more when you realize that Super Mario Galaxy got the 60 FPS treatment, even when it's technically newer than Sunshine. To be fair, they did pick the right game to give 60 FPS to. The second thing to touch on is the divisive feelings the Mario community as a whole has towards Sunshine. The general consensus is all over the place when it comes to this game, and before the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, I had never played this game before. It was a bit before my time, and I grew up with a Wii and Super Mario Galaxy. So, which camp do I fall into? Do I think Super Mario Sunshine is the best thing Nintendo ever spat out, or do I think it fell pretty flat?
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo!
Super Mario Sunshine starts off with Mario getting a water jetpack and being thrown behind bars. You know, your typical Mario affair. Oh, you remember Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo Entertainment System when Mario gets thrown in jail? After that, he's instructed to clean up the whole island or else he's going back in the slammer. So this game really just spits in the face of everything Splatoon stands for. When Mario isn't switching his profession from plumber to janitor, he's collecting shine sprites, this game's equivalent to Power Stars. And he's collecting them with some of the best controls I've ever played with. Seriously, the jump in controls from Super Mario 64 to Super Mario Sunshine is more like a leap into outer space, something we'll also be doing later. You know, I'm pretty convinced Super Mario Sunshine controls better than I do in real life. I really don't see people talking about the movement in this game enough. It's so much fun. Jumping around feels solid, but is it really a Mario game if it didn't? Most of all the moves that Mario 64 introduced transition smoothly here, except the punch? This is unplayable! Other than that tragedy, the dive in this game makes maneuvering around fantastic. I would complain about the lack of a long jump, but the dive is so satisfying to use, I can't really argue with the decision. The side jump returns as well. I'm not sure what it was about Super Mario 64, but the issue I had performing side jumps completely evaporated when I started playing Sunshine. And same with the triple jump. They also introduced the spin jump. I'm sure they'll use that to greater efficiency and expand upon it in Super Mario Galaxy, right? I don't know, does Smash Bros count? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Well, not as perfect as Super Mario Odyssey was, I think Sunshine took a big leap in that direction. You know, I've praised the controls for Sunshine a lot already, and I haven't even mentioned Flood yet. You remember that water jetpack I mentioned around 400 words ago? Well, that water jetpack has a name, thank you very much, and that name is Flood, the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dousing Device, aka the shameless Luigi Mansion tie-in. When I went into Sunshine, I thought Flood was essentially gonna be a power-up. It just helped you here or there in very specific scenarios, but oh, how naive I was. If Flood was a power-up, then Flood is one hell of a power-up. You know how in all the action movies when the instructor tells the main character, you need to treat this weapon like it's a part of your body to master it or something like that? You know what I'm talking about. Well, in terms of Super Mario Sunshine, Flood is the weapon in this case. And not only does it help in those specific circumstances, like getting over large pits with the hover nozzle or getting up to high places with the rocket nozzle, it also opens up the floodgates to new ways to move and exciting platforming challenges. See what I did there? Because I sure can't. Spraying water and then diving turns every surface into a slip and slide for Mario, letting him zip along long distances. The hover nozzle allows for easier tight platforming and acts as a get out of jail free card while not being very easily abusable. So if you guys can't tell, I love Flood. So let's talk about my personal favorite part of the game, the time where you don't have Flood. Every area has a lovely beach/resort aesthetic as talked about earlier, and while initially I loved the artistic choice, I did start to miss the creative environments of Super Mario 64 a tad bit. In each of these areas though, there is a secret stage, which essentially is a small platforming challenge without the use of Flood. And I found these to be wonderful. The secret stages really highlight the amazing regular controls, and all of the ones I played had a decent level of difficulty while still being fair, except the one time the camera repeatedly wished for my demise, and doing all of it while listening to a bopping rendition of the Super Mario Bros. Overall theme makes the secret stages one of the best additions to Mario Sunshine. Oh, don't mind me, just listening to Secret Course. It's time to talk about something I didn't even refer to in the Super Mario 64 episode, that being the story. While the story itself isn't all too different from the regular Mario affair, except, you know, getting thrown in jail, it's the stuff that surrounds it that makes it interesting to me. First off, whoever decided to add voice acting to this game deserves a large raise.
What's this icky paint-like goop?
Jokes aside, while the voice acting is very hit or miss, it gets the job done and honestly, it adds to the cutscenes fairly nicely. Just don't expect to be surprised when you look at the award Super Mario Sunshine earned and there's no Oscars there. What? Are you kidding me? The cutscenes in this game, minus the voice acting, aren't terrible. I've seen much worse, and there's just something about them that's charming. As far as I can tell too, Super Mario Sunshine was the first major Mario game that featured full cutscenes. Nowadays it's fairly common to see, but I'm sure the people who played Sunshine as their first Mario game were quite confused. I mean, I was still confused, and this by far isn't my first Mario rodeo. They also introduced some Mario standards into this game, like Bowser Jr., Shadow Mario, and the fact that at some point Peach and Bowser banged. You know, the craziest thing is that won't even be enough. Now that neither of us can unsee that, let's look at Delfino Plaza. It's a pretty good hub world, and although I prefer the hallways and open courtyard of Peach's Castle more, I do think Delfino Plaza is much bigger and better in some areas. You can even explore the sewers to a good remix of the NES Underground theme, which is a pretty neat touch. Overall, I feel this game has held up a lot better than Mario 64. The controls picked up really nicely here, and they feel much more timeless than Mario 64's controls. The camera didn't hate me, for the most part, and the story, while similar to most Mario tales, has some fresh twist on it to make it more engaging. The tropical environment also provided for a cool getaway from typical Mario tropes. The voice acting was there, and to be completely honest, I like this game more than Super Mario 64. Scratch that, I forgot the Sandbird level existed. And that's all I have to say about Super Mario Sunshine. Honestly, I was really pleasantly surprised with this game, and I can definitely see myself replaying it over the likes of Super Mario 64. But now, it's finally time to cover my personal favorite game of all time. And not only that, just in time for Christmas. Wow, it's just great how those things work out. But anyways, it's finally time. It's finally here. It's finally time to talk about Super Mario Galaxy.